beautiful island of Santorini, Greece. The island of Santorini, also known as Thera and Thera in Classical Greek, is located in the southern Aegean Sea, some 200 kilometers, 120 miles, southeast of the Greek mainland. It is the largest island in the same-named little circular archipelago, which was once a caldera. With a size of roughly 73 square kilometers, 28 square miles, and a population of 15,550 as of the 2011 census, it is the southernmost island in the Cyclades group. The inhabited islands of Santorini and Therasia, as well as the uninhabited islands of Nea Kameni, Polea Kameni, Aspernisi, and Christiana, are all included in the municipality of Santorini. There are 90.623 square kilometers of land in all. The Thera regional division includes Santorini. The Minoan eruption, also known as the Thera eruption, which took place on the island approximately 3,600 years ago at the height of the Minoan civilization, was one of the greatest volcanic eruptions in recorded history. A sizable caldera surrounded by deposits of volcanic ash hundreds of meters deep was left behind by the eruption. Despite the fact that much of what is left of it now is a caldera filled with water, it is the most active volcanic center in the South Aegean volcanic arc. The volcanic arc measures 20 to 40 kilometers, 12 to 25 miles, in length and 300 miles in width. Though volcanism on Thera started around 2 million years ago with the extrusion of dacitic lavas from vents near Akrotiri, the area initially saw volcanic activity between 3 and 4 million years ago. The name Santorini, which is a contraction of the name Santorini, was given to the island by the Latin Empire in the 13th century. It is a reference to Saint Irene and comes from the name of the old cathedral in the village of Parissa. Before then, it was referred to as Thera, Strong Isle, or Callist, which all meant the most beautiful one. Although the island and its capital city were renamed Thera in the 18th century, Santorini is still frequently referred to by this nickname. Thera is now the most well-known Minoan site outside of Crete, the culture's original home, thanks to excavations that began at the Akrotiri site in 1967 under the late Professor Spiridion Marinatos. At this time, the island was not known as Thera. Only a small portion of a big town has been found, but it has complexes of multi-level houses, streets, and squares, as well as the ruins of walls that once rose as high as 8 meters. All of these structures were buried in the solidified ash of the infamous Thera eruption. The site's excellent masonry and exquisite wall murals demonstrate that it was neither a palace complex like those seen in Crete nor a collection of merchant storage facilities. A loom workshop implies organized textile export weaving. Between 3000 and 2000 BC, a Bronze Age civilization flourished, reaching its apex between 2000 and 1630 BC. Akrotiri has a large number of residences, some of which are 3 stories tall. Its streets, squares, and walls were still visible in the layers of ejecta, some of which were up to 8 meters tall, proving that this was a significant settlement. Many homes still have their original stone staircases, and these staircases are filled with massive ceramic storage jars, pithoi, meals, and pottery. Wall murals or frescoes are notable archaeological finds in Akrotiri. They have retained their original color well despite being preserved under several meters of volcanic ash. Additionally, the town had a complex drainage system, and its residents were obviously well educated and quite affluent based on the exquisite artwork. The oldest such amenities were uncovered at Akrotiri, including water pipes and toilets. Given the proximity of the volcano and the twin pipe networks, it is clear that Therans utilized both hot and cold water sources. The hot water's source was most likely geothermal. The fragmentary decorations at Akrotiri don't have the overtly religious or mythical themes that are typical of classical Greek interior design. The Minoan frescoes instead show saffron gatherers, who present a sitting woman, maybe a goddess, with their crocus stamens. Numerous medical benefits of crocus have been found, including the reduction of menstruation pain. Many archaeologists now think that the fresco depicting the saffron and crocus gatherers is a coming-of-age painting that addresses female pubescence. 2 antelopes painted with a bold calligraphic line, a fisherman holding fish strung by their gills, a flotilla of pleasure boats with leaping dolphins, and other paintings depicting women relaxing in the light of canopies are among those in another house. Many people compare the impressive ruins at Pompeii in Italy with the well-preserved ruins of the ancient town. 1 visitor was killed and 7 others were hurt when the canopy covering the remains collapsed in an accident in September 2005. During the construction of a new canopy, The site was closed for over 7 years. In April 2012, the location reopened. The earliest evidence of human presence dates to the late Neolithic, 4th millennium BC or earlier, but between 2000 and 1650 BC Akrotiri became one of the major Bronze Age ports in the Aegean, with artifacts discovered that originated not only on the island of Crete but also in Anatolia, Cyprus, Syria, and Egypt, as well as on the Dodecanese and the Greek mainland. Because there is evidence of the eruption all over the Aegean and the site itself had outside material culture, the Minoan eruption serves as a fixed point for the chronology of the 2nd millennium BC there. The eruption took place in Crete during the late Minoan Ya phase of the Minoan chronology and on the neighboring islands during the late Cycladic I period. Based on recognized chronologies of Bronze Age Mediterranean societies, archaeological evidence places the eruption around 1500 BC. These dates, however, are in disagreement with radiocarbon dating, which places the eruption between 1645 and 1600 BC. The eruption's date is debated for these and other factors. Throughout the remainder of the Bronze Age, when the Greeks conquered Crete, Santorini remained uninhabited. Phoenicians established a settlement on Thera most likely following the so-called Bronze Age collapse. They called the island Callista and resided there for 8 generations, according to Herodotus. Italian forces invaded Santorini in 1941, and after the Italian armistice in 1943, the Germans took control of the island. A party of British Special Boat Service commandos stormed the German stronghold on Santorini in 1944, murdering the majority of its soldiers. In retaliation, 5 residents were later shot, including the mayor. Following World War II, the island's economy generally continued to deteriorate, with many firms closing as a lot of industrial activity was transferred to Athens. The Union of Santorini Cooperatives was founded in 1947 to process, export, and market the island's agricultural products, particularly its wine, in an effort to boost the local economy. Not far from the town of Monolithos, what is today the island's only remaining tomato processing factory was built in 1952. In the early 1950s, the majority of the island's tourists were wealthy individuals traveling on yachts in the Aegean. Children on the island would greet arriving travelers with flowers and wish them a good voyage by lighting tiny lanterns along the flight of stairs that led from Thera to the port, providing a lovely goodbye sight. Santorini had about 12,000 residents and hardly any visitors in 1954. Only a jeep, a small bus, and the island's customary donkeys and mules were available for transportation. An earthquake of a magnitude of 7.5, 7.6, 7.7, or 7.8 struck 30 kilometers south of the island of Amorgos at 3:11 in the morning on July 9, 1956. It was the biggest earthquake to hit Greece in the 20th century, and it completely destroyed Santorini. It was followed by several aftershocks, the first of which occurred at 3:24, 13 minutes after the primary shock, which had a magnitude of 7.2. The majority of the damage and casualties on Santorini are thought to have been caused by this aftershock, which is thought to have originated near to the island of Anafi. The tsunami that accompanied the earthquake was reported to have reached 3 meters at Perissa and 2 meters at Vlishata on Santorini, while it was much greater at other islands. The economy and population have grown as a result of the recent increase in tourism. Numerous publications and travel websites, such as the Travel Plus Leisure magazine, the BBC, and the US News, have named Santorini the best island in the world. An estimated 2 million visitors come each year. With its unparalleled beauty, Santorini Island is a magnet in itself, but it also offers a wide range of places to see and things to do to suit just about anyone or taste. The island's attractions will undoubtedly astound and delight you, some of them may even leave you speechless, and they will provide you with unique memories that you will cherish forever. The volcano that sculpted the entire island and gave it its distinctive character and breathtaking natural beauty is without a doubt Santorini's main draw. The opportunity to see and investigate it up close is provided by organized tours, but even from a distance, across the Aegean Sea, it is breathtaking. Santorini is home to a plethora of Cycladic-style churches and chapels, most of which are stunning temples with blue domes and whitewashed exteriors. One of these is the Prophet Elias Model Monastery, which is adjacent to Pyrgos village. Visit some of the island's many fantastic museums and archaeological sites to learn more about its rich past. Even the remnants of the 5 Venetian castles, which formerly had a significant position and now provide breathtaking vistas, can be explored. The Akrotiri Lighthouse, an outstanding structure situated in lovely settings that offers spectacular vistas, especially during sunset, is a noteworthy landmark. There are numerous exceptional beaches and diving locations on the island where the unusual topography and the pristine waters will enthrall you. Last but not least, don't pass up the chance to visit one of the wonderful wineries and sample some of the island's famous superb wines. All of the aforementioned factors, along with a lot more, guarantee a memorable trip full of breathtaking sights and fantastic experiences.